Good morning, folks.
Good morning, Rod.
How are you today?
Carl.
Good morning.
There's the one and only Martina.
Good morning. All right. Mr. Chair, I believe everyone is here. I can see that Wendy has sound, but I haven't seen her yet, but she is in the meeting.
I'm here, but I can't figure out how to get my video going.
Okay.
Well, we'll give you a minute there. There you go. Okay, I think we're all set. Welcome to Douro-Dummer Planning Committee meeting for August the 19th, 2022. Welcome everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that the meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the Township YouTube channel. We'll be holding this meeting as though we're in the council chambers, and we'll follow all the regular procedures and policies of the procedural bylaw. Please raise your hand if you'd like to speak in a matter, and I'll call on you. When I call for the vote, I will call for all those in favor, followed by all those opposed. And I would ask you to raise your hand if you can to vote in the matter you wish to vote. I'd now like to call the roll. Please raise your hand and state your presence when I call your name. Committee member Jim Patterson.
Here.
Welcome, Jim. Committee member Jim Mullahan can't make it today. Committee member Wendy Dunford.
Present.
Thank you, Wendy. And committee member Rod Manley.
Here.
And myself, Carl Moher. I'm deputy mayor. And staff, Martina Chait-Hardwick. And I would ask Martina to introduce a new face on the committee today.
Absolutely. So this morning we have joining us Christina Coulter. She's our new planner. She started with us. Oh, did you start at the start of July or the end of June? I think it was.
End of June.
End of June. So I know I promised this committee that you were going to meet our planner, and I know the timelines didn't quite work out the way I'd originally told you, but she's here now, and it's been wonderful to have her. And so she's going to lead all the discussions today about the applications you're going to hear.
Good. Welcome, Christina.
Good morning. Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Right. And there's lots of work, I'm sure, that will keep you out of trouble in Douro-Dummer because there's been a lot of activity. So, and I'm sure Martina really appreciates your support. Okay, welcome to all. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest with any of the matters being discussed? So seeing no hands, could I ask for the next on the agenda is the planning committee minutes of June the 24th. Hard to believe that's 2 months ago. Wendy, moving to receive and adopt those. Seconded by?
Yes.
Jim Patterson is going to second that. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Okay, the next item is severance applications. We have 2 on the agenda for today. So I would ask you, Christina, to take us through the highlights of it. We do have the reports and so on, but give us the highlights of it. And is the applicant on the line? No? Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Christina.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Chair and committee members. I'm going to try to do my best to fill Martina's shoes and vice versa. Martina has been a great help for me. So, so today, this is the severance application B09-22, and the committee has before them report planning 2022-04. The owners have applied for the creation of 2 new lots from the subject property through applications B0822 and B0922. Both applications were before the committee at its April 1st, 2022 meeting. However, only application B0822 was received, and B09, this application was placed on hold in order for the owners to address a number of outstanding items. So application B0922 is for the creation of a new residential lot. The severed parcel is located within 120 meters of a key hydrological feature and key natural heritage features. So an EIS was prepared by Cambium and it was reviewed by Orca. Orca indicated in their June 17th, 2022 comments that are attached to the report that the application has demonstrated conformity with the provincial policy statement and consistency with the growth plan relative to their mandate and policies. In order to ensure that the policy compliance is achieved, staff recommend that a mitigation measures agreement be entered into between the owners and the municipality, and that's detailed in the recommendation section of this report. The subject property is eligible for severance since there have been no previous severances in the last 25 years, and the applicants have owned the property for a minimum of 5 years. The proposed lot is 1.7 hectares in size. Since the application is for a residential lot, the lot can't exceed, as I'm sure you're aware, 1 hectare in area. So therefore, staff are recommending that the severed lot be reduced in area, and that's also detailed in the recommendations section. A test hole is required to be inspected in order to ensure the severed parcel is capable of supporting a septic system. And I think finally, the severed parcel and the retained parcel do comply with the zoning bylaw, so a rezoning is not required. So based on staff's review, the recommendations for this severance are that it be recommended to council that severance application B09-22 for Michael and Marcy Mundell be supported. And if approved by the Peterborough County Land Division Committee, the following conditions be imposed. $1,250 cash in lieu of parkland paid to the municipality. A mitigation measures agreement entered into between the owner and the municipality and registered on title at the owner's expense, which would recognize the recommendations outlined in section 7 of the environmental impact study prepared by Cambium and dated November 3rd, 2021. That the severed lot be reduced in area to ensure that the lot has a maximum lot area of 1 hectare, which does not include the 3-meter strip of frontage deeded to Peterborough County along County Road 4 for road widening, and that a test hole for the septic system be inspected. There is a fee to inspect test holes, and that fee is currently $150. And so I think with that, I will turn it back to you, Mr. Chair, for any questions.
Thank you, Christina. You did well in your first one.
Thank you.
Any questions from the committee? Any concerns? Rod, go ahead.
Welcome, Christina. You certainly, you started off with a tough one. I have real problems with this severance. I actually walked this severance, walked its perimeter this morning. I just want to make mention of a few things, and I don't know how many people that actually had input into this actually seen this lot. It's a huge, on the county road side, it's a huge natural drainage area that is probably 4 to 6 feet below the road deck. And it just seems that this whole application tries to put planning with a square peg in a round hole so that we can have a severance. And anyways, I have a few questions, and I, not being negative, I'm just saying, when I look at good planning, this is not one. The entranceway, I understand, is on the county road, which is actually going to go through that natural drainage ditch on that, it's on its east side. I thought the entranceway onto Oak Road would have been much better. I actually walked up that hill and there is some area there. I think they're going to have huge difficulty finding an area to set this house in off that county road. And to further compound that, we're asking him to cut the lot size printer in half. Now, the idea is they didn't show any signs, so I didn't know where the exact delineation was, and I didn't take my tape measure. So the fact of the matter is I don't know where the lot actually is, But in saying that, I know it's going to be reduced, and I know that's the rules. It's just going to be, again, within the ports, they've already run into some issues. I guess the comforting thing is, I guess they're going to have some ORCA inputs, and they're going to have to meet the needs. The other thing with the recommendation to reduce the lot size, do we know where the lot is going to look like? I mean, is it going to be half still full road frontage on County Road 4? Do we get any of that information now? Do we have that? What the smaller lot's going to look like?
Through you, Chair, I can speak to that question. So I did have a preliminary conversation with Mr. Mundell in terms of how he would like to see the size of the lot reduced. And the remainder of the land would stay with severed parcel number 1, which is the majority of the property. So it would be reduced. What's the word I'm looking for? We don't have a firm plan at this point in time, but his thinking was that they would reduce the depth of the lot so that the rest of the remaining lands went with the other severed parcel. And maybe I would just say for Oak Road, I'm not sure, but I think that's an unopened road allowance as it travels east, south of the proposed severed parcel.
Martina, I think you started working on that application. Have you anything further to add regarding the comments made?
Yeah, so through you, Mr. Chair, the property is north of an unopened road allowance, but Oak Road, this property does not front on the open portion of Oak Road, which is on the west side of County Road 4. These properties are located on the east side of County Road 4, across from Oak Road. So just that caveat, and I don't believe the township has any interest in opening that section of Oak Road, as it would run into the Warsaw Caves ANSI area, and then bring additional traffic and disturbance to that area. So I don't believe there's any plans to open that road allowance. So the entrances could only come off the county road in this location. I can always bring a screenshot up if everyone wants to see that as well.
That might be an idea if you can bring that up.
Yeah, just give me 1 second here and I'll grab that for you.
Well, the lot shape of the lot will probably be shown as well.
It won't be, it'll be slightly different than what's proposed because they've changed, we're talking about changing the lot size, but it will be similar. So just one moment here. All right, so you should be able to see an image on your screen now. So this is the sketch that came with the original application. So you can see that this would be the north, this is south, east, and west. And so this property that we're talking about is right here. And this is an unopened road allowance from Oak Road, but the actual Oak Road where you can drive and have frontage is on the west side of that road.
So the lot being severed is the portion in red lines?
That's right. So severed lot 2 is the original size, but this is the correct location of where the lot would go.
Okay, just north of the right of way.
Yeah, north of the unopened road allowance. That's right.
Unopened road allowance, yes. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Anything further, Rod? Or
No, just my apologies. I had the map turned the wrong way. I was looking on the west side of the road where Oak meets County Road 4.
okay.
That I would say is not a good place for Severance, but you don't want one there. So anyways, I take everything back.
Okay, thank you. Good job. Good job. You didn't get challenged with trespassing on the lot. Somebody else's land.
I had my dog with me, so.
Oh, did you? Okay. Wendy, you have a question.
It's just a clarification, really. When I read the County Roads Department report, they talk about a 0.3 meter reserve across the frontage. And in our recommendations, we're talking about a 3 meter when we're for road allowance. So just when they're calculating the size of the lot, I know they're going to reduce it. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to be 1 foot or 3 meters, which is 10 feet.
Is there, Christina?
That's probably my mistake. And if it says 0.3 meters in the county road report, that is what it should be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good pickings, Wendy. Anything else? Is there a motion? Rod, go ahead.
I so move the recommendations as so noted and support this application.
And there's a seconder? Wendy,
Yes,
And-
I'll second with the correction on the frontage.
thank you. And all those in favor? Okay, it's carried. Thank you very much. Next application is for Steve and Andrea Kidd, and it's application B60.22. I believe Steve and Andrea are on the line. So welcome, Steve and Andrea. Christina, can you take us through that application, please?
Thank you, Chair, through you and to the committee members. This is Severance Application B-60-22, and the committee has before them Report Planning 2022-05. The owners and their agent have applied for the creation of a new farm parcel from the subject property through Application B-6022. The official plan permits the creation of new farm parcels, provided both the severed and the retained parcels have a minimum acreage of 20 hectares each. The severed and retained parcels appear to meet the minimum lot requirements. The subject property is eligible for severance since there have been no previous severances in the last 25 years. The severed parcel is located within 120 meters of a key hydrological feature, and an EIS was prepared by Cambium and reviewed by ORCA. ORCA has indicated in their June 7th, 2022 comments, which are attached to the report, that provided future development and site alteration is prohibited within all wetlands in the 30-meter vegetation protection zone with appropriate zoning. The application will demonstrate conformity with the provincial policy statement and consistency with the growth plan relative to their mandate and policies. So based on these comments, township staff have recommended that the wetlands and the VPZ, the vegetative protection zone, on the severed and retained lots be rezoned as detailed in the recommendations section of this report. The rezoning for the severed, for the retained parcel would also recognize a reduced lot frontage. That would be from 135 meters that is required by the bylaw to 114 meters. And then finally, in order to ensure growth plan policy compliance, staff have recommended that a mitigation measures agreement be entered into between the owner and the municipality as detailed in the recommendation section. So based on staff's review, the recommendation for this application is that it be recommended to council that severance application B-60-22 for Stephen Kidd be supported, and if approved by the Peterborough County Land Division Committee, that the following conditions be imposed. $1,250 cash in lieu of parkland paid to the municipality, that the severed lot be rezoned to recognize the wetlands and VPZ as shown on Figure 4 of the Natural Heritage Evaluation, prepared by Cambium and dated August 20th, 2021, as per ORCA direction and to the satisfaction of the municipality. That the retained lot be rezoned to recognize a deficient lot frontage and to recognize the wetlands and VPZ as shown on Figure 4 of the Natural Heritage Evaluation prepared by Cambium and dated August 20th, 2021, as per ORCA direction and to the satisfaction of the municipality. And finally, that a mitigation measures agreement be entered into between the owner and the municipality and registered on title at the owner's expense, which would recognize the recommendations included in section 7 of the Natural Heritage Evaluation prepared by Cambium, dated August 20th, 2021. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much for that report. Steve and Andrea are on the line. Is there, before I go to questions or comments from the committee, is there anything else you'd like to add to what was presented?
Nope, not at this time. Thank you. Good
Okay,
morning.
morning. Any questions or comments from the committee?
Nope.
Okay, then are we ready for a resolution?
Sure.
Go ahead, Jim.
Carl. Okay, I'd move that, thanks, Carl. I move that, my screen just lost the number of the proposal. There it is. That Severance B-60-22 for the kids be forwarded to council with the recommendations and conditions attached
And
as outlined.
seconded by Wendy. Any comments or questions further? All those in favor? It's carried. Okay, thank you very much, Steve and Andrea. This will go to a near future council meeting, and council is one of many agencies to deal with this, and they will be in touch with you along the way about the progress. And lots of bureaucracy associated with this, but it's unfortunately that's the way it is these days, and we appreciate your patience and understanding. So all the best, and thank you very much. And
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
okay, I think that pretty well no further items. I think there's a next meeting set for September the 23rd at 9 o'clock. Are there applications already on file for that meeting, or is it? Yes, okay. So that looks to be for sure. Hopefully it's a good date for everyone. And is anything, I don't think there's anything further unless some member has anything to add here. Welcome, Christina. You did a super job there to cover the highlights there, and Martina for helping Christina along the way there. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day. A motion to adjourn. Rod and Jim, all in
Yep.
favor? It's carried. Okay, I think that's it, and have a great day.
And
too.
check your compasses, right?
Okay. See you later.